Alright class, so we're going to do balancing equations. As we've learned in the law of conservation of mass, when we write a chemical equation, the number of atoms on the reactant side must equal the number of atoms on the product side. If the initial reaction is not balanced, we must then add a coefficient to create a balanced equation. So let's look at what happens when steel rusts. We found in our previous analysis that the equation was unbalanced. Which element is not balanced? Good class, it's oxygen. I'm sorry, I know that doesn't really look like a good O, whatever. Alright, which side has more of that element? Good. The product side. What coefficient could you add to the reactant side to make it have the same number of oxygen atoms? No, Seth. Good, Lauren. 2. Write the balanced equation below. Come on. I'm trying to give y'all some time. If yours looks like this, then you've done a great job. Alright, so let's balance the following equations by count in the number of atoms on each side and writing the correct coefficient where indicated. Alright, pause the video. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to do this. Okay, everybody should be done. Joseph, I know you probably finished before everybody. Alright, so let's go. How many number of atoms of carbon? We have 1. How many of hydrogen, class? 2. How many of oxygen? 1. Good. On the product side, how many atoms of carbon? 6. How many atoms of hydrogen? 12. And how many of oxygen? 6. Good. Alright, now let's balance this equation. Dylan, Arnett, what is this balanced equation? Can you balance it? Good. 6 carbon. Then that would give me 12 hydrogen. And that would give me 6 oxygen. If you guys don't understand this, please pause the video now. Be considerate of your peers, guys. If you understand it, why don't you help your neighbor? Alright, let's move along to number 2. How many atoms of carbon, Sergio? Good, 1. How many atoms of oxygen, Kennedy? Good, 2. How many atoms of carbon? 1. And how many of oxygen? 2. Uh-oh. Is this equation balanced already? Good, class. This equation is already balanced. Now let's go on to the next problem. How many atoms of sodium? 2. How many atoms of chlorine? 2. How many atoms of sodium? 1. And how many of chlorine? 1. What do we need to do to balance this equation? Good. Just put a 2 as a coefficient. So that means we have 2 atoms of sodium and 2 atoms of chlorine. Number 4. How many atoms of carbon? How many atoms of hydrogen? How many atoms of oxygen? Good. How many atoms of carbon? How many atoms of hydrogen? Uh-oh, here's a tricky one. How many atoms of oxygen? Good, guys. It's 3. I have 2 right here, and I have 1 right here. What do we need to do to balance this equation? Seth and Dylan, stop talking. 3 and a 2. So now let's do a check. Remember, we always have to check. We still have 1. We still have 4. Now we have 6. We still have 1. Now we have 4. And now we have 6. Uh-oh. Good. You guys found the problem. 2 plus 2 is not 6. So what do I need to do to fix this problem? Good. I just needed 2. So we will have 4 and we will have 4. Good job, guys. Alright, let's look at number 5. How many atoms of hydrogen? How many atoms of chlorine? How many atoms of calcium? How many atoms of carbon? How many atoms of oxygen? Good. How many atoms of hydrogen? How many atoms of chlorine? How many of calcium? How many of carbon? And how many of oxygen? Is this equation balanced? Good. It's not balanced. What can we do to balance this equation? Good. Put a 2. Put a coefficient of 2 in front of the hydrogen and the chlorine. Now that will give us 2 and 2. Alright, last one before you do it on your own. How many atoms of carbon? How many atoms of hydrogen? How many of oxygen? 3. If you said 2, you're not paying attention. You have 2 here and 1 here, which gives us 3. How many atoms of carbon? Good. Here goes Joseph yelling out all the answers again. Alright, Ajayla. What do we need to do? Good. Nothing. It's already balanced. Alright, guys. Please make sure that you are not giving your sub a hard time. If your name is on that list when I come back, trouble, 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 trouble. Renee, Sydney, Caitlin, Lil Lupe, and Kiaria, and Darian. I hope y'all did good. I didn't forget about y'all. Hope you guys doing good. Miss ya! Love, Miss Parks.